up people, today we are going to be talking about diet or nourishment. What are the best types of nourishment for you? There are a number of different types of people on the planet, and to be honest, with regards to diet and nourishment and what people should eat, everyone is individual in that aspect. Because there are a number of people that may be allergic to things like nuts, a ton of other different things people may be allergic to. Maybe slightly sensitive to certain foods, maybe they're celiac, maybe they're diabetic, maybe they're vegan or pescatarian or, carnivore. There's so many different types of nuances to each different dietary plan. With all of this information, what do you do with regards to you? Well, I would definitely recommend, first of all, doing a saliva test. So what you can do is you can do like a saliva test, send it off to a lab, and then what they can do is feed back to you on what foods you are going to resonate with and work really well with, and what foods won't work so well with you, okay? There are also some foods that may cause allergies and things like that, and they allure to those as well. Great foundation to build and work up off of. If you didn't want to do that, then what I would advise is to try different things, okay? Don't just jump into a particular diet like, I don't know, veganism or carnivore or, celiac or pescatarian or anything like that. Try certain individual foods out. See what you resonate with and what you don't resonate with. That will give you clues as to which kind of nourishment you're sort of aiming and leaning towards, okay? Then, once you've got that information, you can really start to hone in and then tailor your nourishment plans toward you. And that is the most ideal diet or nourishment for anyone and everyone on the planet. Simply because, like I say, we're all bio-individual. Certain foods that may agree with others and promote others' health may be a detriment to ours, and vice versa. So that is why we need to take our time and really test each individual food out and find out what really works for us. There have been a number of different studies and arguments with, nourishment and diet and all that kind of stuff like that. The theory that I have personally is that we're all actually from the same origin, but we've sort of got further away from that origin at different sort of time frames, okay? So some of us are closer to that origin, some of us are further away from that origin. Let's say, for example, Caucasian people are further away from the origin, obviously because their sort of genetics have changed a lot from, let's say, someone that would live on Pangaea. Pangaea is the collection of continents back in the day, way back in the day, that would have been Africa, right? So since we all come from that continent, we would have had certain, let's say, attributes adapted more towards a tropical environment. But everyone moving away into different continents, etc., continents breaking off, we've evolved in different ways, okay? So some of us are further away from origin and some of us are closer to origin, right? Bearing in mind this, certain nourishment and dietary plans will have also changed because of that adaptation, right, to the different climates. My theory is maybe people of Caucasian descent or European descent may resonate better with a carnivore or more high in meat and fat content diet, right, or nourishment plan. Try it. Okay, because it may work for you, it may not work for you. You may have certain conditions that it helps and clears up, and you may not. However, some of the research that I've done, Caucasian people with Crohn's and acne and digestive issues seem to resonate really well with a carnivore nourishment. It clears up a lot of issues. There are plenty of other examples on YouTube, so you can check those out. People closer to European descent probably work with a better fat-based and high protein content nourishment plan, okay? So maybe animal-based, like the carnivore diet. And again, I've seen sort of evidence online of people explaining their experience with trying the carnivorous diet, and that they have actually managed to sort of clear acne, clear Crohn's, clear bowel issues, bloating, greater muscle definition, thickness of hair, all kinds of things, all kinds of benefits for them. Equally, on the vegan side, with regards to people closer of African descent, I heard of a number of different benefits. Again, muscle definition, leanness, high energy, clearer thinking, faster reactions, etc. All kinds of things, okay? I actually do think that is a very good basis and foundation to go off of as well. Take from that what you will. Maybe if you suffer from acne or Crohn's or something like that, maybe you would benefit from a higher protein nourishment plan, trying the carnivorous nourishment. If not, maybe the plant-based nourishment is for you, and that will bring in high energy, high health, etc, etc. Okay, no matter what you pick, and it's not just the carnivore or the vegan, you can choose pescatarian, vegetarian, in the middle and in between those. And obviously if you're celiac, you're going to be taking certain things out. So test all of those and see what works best for you. One thing I will say is that across the board, certain foods do not seem to promote great health. As nice as they are, I hate to say it, but grains that are sort of like wheat based and gluten based grains do not work well for anybody, because everybody's sort of allergic to gluten. So avoid glutinous foods, because it's just going to promote inflammation in the body. Along with that come different health issues. Okay, again, we're all bio-individual, so our sort of response to gluten is going to be different, but inflammation is definitely one of those common sort of responses that we all have to gluten. Okay, it's just a different varying degrees. So try and avoid things like bread, white rice, things like that that sort of have like that wheat content or that gluten content. Avoid that. Do your best to use alternatives. So maybe that might be something like sweet potatoes. Maybe that might be hard foods like yams and doughs and things like that, right? Yucca, sort of potato-like types of foods instead of rices and things like that. There are also specific rices that you may want to try that are low in gluten content and or have had that gluten content removed. But what I will also say alongside that is watch out for your processed foods, because processed foods across the board are not good. So you want to leave processed anything out of your nourishment, okay? Because it just does not promote good health. Now, there are varying degrees to this, but you want to keep it close to what grows out of the ground or what walks on land, okay? Swims in the sea, you know what I'm saying? You want it as close to origin as possible. The less processed it is, the healthier it is going to be for you. And that goes for plants, that goes for animals that you may eat, insects, all kinds of stuff. Whatever you eat, it goes across the board. So leave processed out, leave the gluten out, leave dairy out if you're able to as well, because dairy does not promote necessarily good health either. Right? I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, there's tons of protein in it. Just because a food has protein in it, it doesn't immediately make it good for you. It may actually have tons of protein in, but be clogging up arteries or clogging up certain other functions and slowing other functions down that are crucial to how you operate, all right? So it doesn't make a food good just because it's got protein in. That is not the only singular factor that makes a food good or not. Okay, same with a food promoting testosterone. That is not the only decisive factor whether something or a food is good for you or not, because it may be causing after effects elsewhere that are negative. So it actually detracts overall rather than promotes. So you may get a testosterone boost, but you may get all of these other issues on top of that elsewhere, okay? So it's a very, very fine balancing act. But if you avoid processed, that's a massive benefit. Take out all processed foods, that's a massive benefit. Take out all foods with gluten, that's a massive benefit across the board, because you've immediately removed a ton of inflammatory products and products that will cause issues. Now, with regards to sugar, good sugars, say for example in vegetables and fruit, like natural sugars, and then again there are processed sugars that, you know, come finely granulated like white sugar and all that kind of stuff, caster sugar. Throw those in the bin. You don't need any of those. You can get all your sugars and salt from food. However, if you want to boost on salts, then you can check out different sea salts, Himalayan pink salts and things like that. Throw table salt in the bin, because that is not good for you, okay? Again, processed to crap and you don't need it. And the thing is, with a lot of seasons that you buy and foods that you buy with regards to fast food, what they'll do is the food that you eat will be also processed, but they'll add other processed products like processed salt, processed sugars, non-real sugars like, you know, sugar replacements like fructose and sucrose and all of these man-made sugars, made up sugars. You don't need any of that crap. They will full stack it in all of your food. So by eating, let's say, one burger that is full stacked with fake sugars, fake salts, fake meat, fake this, or just added other fake stuff to the meat and to the vegetables and to the bread, it's just going to bring your health down, guys. All processed crap, you don't need it, okay? throw all that in the bin. If you need to take out every now and again, then keep it to every now and again, okay? Just reduce it as much as possible. That will really help promote your health. Processed in the bin, gluten in the bin, dairy in the bin, okay? And then with regards to replacements, use your potatoes, things that are grown from the earth, sweet potatoes, normal potatoes, all that kind of stuff like that. And yeah, eat the skin as well. The skin is healthy for you. Also has a ton of nutrients and a ton of fiber and a ton of protein as well. So keep those on board and that will help promote good health, all right? There are also other things that you want to do, like, again, keep testing upon sending the saliva to the lab and seeing, hey, what am I allergic to now? Has my biome changed? You want to keep an eye on this. So I'll probably do that maybe once a year, once every 2 years. Just check your body's still on the same sort of track, or if you've changed, you know? Because certain foods you might have been allergic to and then all of a sudden you build up an immunity to it, and vice versa, okay? So you want to keep up to date on that and just keep checking in, all right? Cool. Hopefully that helps with regards to you tailoring your own nourishment plans, okay? I think it's the best move to do, because in essence what you're doing is you're customizing your nourishment and your food to you, and that makes you the best you that you can be and allow you to perform the best way possible, all right? And that is a key point in allowing you to do whatever it is that you do in the best way possible. Okay, guys? Cool. Throw it down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Any questions, any comments, suggestions, any knowledge that you've attained. Throw it all in the comments. Let me know what you think of what I've said in the video today. Appreciate you all, guys. Love you, and I'll see you for the next video. Take care, guys.